what is happening? This is Linus, you're watching TechLine. Back in April, Samsung released quite an interesting device that is called Samsung Galaxy A80. This phone is really interesting because it has a rotating camera module. However, I think that the phone was way overpriced when it was just announced, but the prices dropped to just about $480 and right now I think it's a pretty good deal even though it's not a perfect device. Let's take a look. Just before we dive in, a word from the channel sponsor that supports me as an independent YouTube creator. VoIP is a great analog to the most popular instant messaging applications, and now the company offers you to advertise your services with them. They offer one of the most favorable conditions on the market. The minimum amount of payment for advertising services is $80, but once you put any amount from $80, it will be doubled, meaning that you will get $160 instead of $80. Check out the video description and start advertising with VoIP. When it comes to design, a motorized pop-up rotating main camera module is definitely the star of the show. We have a regular, wide-angle and 3D aka time-of-flight camera for better portrait pictures. All of those cameras rotate, so you can use them for regular or selfie pictures or video, meaning that you get the same quality in each shooting scenario. I'll talk about image quality in just a bit. The rotating mechanism seems to be sturdy and it still works as new after using it thousands of times. The rest of the body reminds you this is a classic premium Samsung phone. We have glass on the front and rear and metal frame that goes all around the device. A downside, this is a really tall phone even with a camera module retracted. In fact, it makes my Galaxy S10 Plus look quite compact. That is thanks to no small part of a massive 6.7-inch AMOLED display that is really sharp and it has great colors and contrast. I wouldn't call this a flagship grade screen, but it's still very good. Since there are no notches or other cutouts, you can really appreciate a true full screen experience. Under the display, there is a fingerprint scanner which has been working really well, especially after the recent software update. Despite the fact that the phone is massive, it's quite comfortable to hold in the hand thanks to rounded edges. Also, the Galaxy A80 feels like a flagship phone thanks to premium materials and great build quality. A few downsides about the phone: there is no face unlock feature as it would wear the rotating camera module too quickly, at least this is what I think. Further, there is no LED notification light, but we do have always on display feature. Samsung omitted the headphone jack, and lastly, there is no microSD card slot for some reason. At least Samsung implemented a pretty good sounding loudspeaker, which sits on the bottom of the device. There is also Dolby Atmos support. Rotating camera module allows you to take one of the best looking selfies on a smartphone. Also, portraits look really nice thanks to the dedicated depth sensor. The overall image quality is pretty good, but there are some inconsistencies between the main and wide-angle camera in terms of colors and white balance. That can be clearly seen when you take the wide-angle selfie. Other than that, you can definitely take some nice looking pictures with this versatile camera setup. Night image quality is not bad, yet not the best out there. Night mode improves the overall quality just a little bit. Selfies at night can look quite good with a main camera. Wide-angle lens do not perform well in low light. 4K video is quite detailed, but it's really shaky due to the lack of optical image stabilization. Further, you can rotate the camera back and forth while you are recording a video, but there will be slight cutouts that I'm not a huge fan of. It would be really nice to see the footage while the camera is rotating, but oh well. This is just a short video test with the Samsung Galaxy A80. This is handheld video. Just want to rotate the camera while you are recording a video. So I just rotated it to the front, back. If you use the system as the selfie camera, you can enjoy one of the best quality 4K front-facing camera video despite the shakiness. Snapdragon 730 is at the core of this device and is coupled with plenty of RAM and storage. The result of this combination, great gaming performance, even though this is not a flagship grade chipset, meaning that it's not always about sheer power, but it's also about optimization, and Samsung did a great job here. The phone handles games like PUBG on HD and Asphalt Extreme on the highest graphics settings without any issues, which is quite impressive. Same can be said about software. The phone is fast and responsive on the daily basis, even though it still runs on Android 9, which is not the latest version of Android. The UI is typical Samsung, loaded with features and customization options, but at the same time, it looks nice and clean. Battery life has improved since the official release of the phone. On average, you should get about 7 or 8 hours of screen on time. If you use the phone mainly for YouTube videos, you may get about 12 hours of SOT. There is a 25 watts fast charging support out of the box. However, there is no wireless charging, as this feature is reserved for Samsung's flagships. Just before we jump into the conclusion section, a few test notes. Call quality is good, all other connectivity options work fine, there is NFC and plenty of sensors on board. So we've come to the conclusions part, and I wanted to summarize all the pros and cons. I think that the Samsung Galaxy A80 is a truly unique device because of its rotating camera module that produces not the best yet pretty good image quality, and the camera also gives you a lot of versatility. The phone also has a nice display, pretty good battery life, and great overall performance. Now the cons, and there are quite a few of them, including the lack of the microSD card slot, there is no headphone jack, no LED notification light, no face unlock feature, no wireless charging, there is no water resistance rating, the device ships with Android 9, which is not the latest version of Android, and finally, the 4K video is quite good, but it is a little bit shaky. Despite the few shortcomings, I still think that the Samsung Galaxy A80 is a truly unique device because of its rotating camera module, and the phone also has a nice display and great overall performance, and therefore I think it's a pretty good deal for the price of about $480. But do you agree with me or not? Would you choose this phone or would you choose another option? Tell me in the comment section down below. Also, like the video if you liked it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, follow me on social media, and as always, it was Linus, thank you for watching and see you soon.